All right, guys, we're going to talk about Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 2, Episode 4. So it did pick up exactly where we left off.
Oh, yeah.
Scooping brains into his head.
When he's scooping the brain back into his dad's
and
head.
then it falls like right back out.
And then he's like, see an eyeball anywhere around here? I like his interaction with Pablo here a lot, too, where he's like, I want you to look at your life as being a good time, not a long time, or whatever. One of you is next, any day now. And I'm like, yeah, it's like it's
That's
depressing.
more or less true, though.
Well,
like it's
yeah.
not bad advice all in all.
No, and I think that's something he said to other people before, and they've been like, no, I believe in this, let's do it. But like now he's saying it to Pablo, and presumably Kelly eventually, or like before or after this, in a way where like he means it, they know what he means by it, and they're like agreeing to it, and I like that, where they're like, no, Jefe, ride or die, let's go. And I'm like, all right, awesome. Like it feels. It
reminds
good.
me of another saying I really like. I like the whole talking about life. Well, none of us are getting out of here alive.
None of us making out of here alive. Exactly.
Like that, yeah. I think as a child, that sentence didn't really mean as much to me as it does as like an adult. We're like, well, yeah, you know, we're all gonna die. Exactly. No one's getting out of here alive, so fucking do it.
So fucking do it. We gotta fight this evil, this evil shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fight those gooey babies.
Those gooey spawns. The car shows up, though. That's where the other eyeball is. It's still in the grill.
In the grill.
And the car, like, takes Pablo. There's a whole thing, right? There's a whole sequence.
The eyeball couldn't possibly be in the grill.
Listen, man. That's true. Like, facing out again somehow?
Yeah, it's not... the angle he gets hit, there's no possibility of that happening.
Really, it should all just be destroyed, right? His head didn't hit the car hit him, and then his head hit the ground.
Yes.
Right? There's 2 hits. Well, yeah, no, it's...
Much like any fight I'm involved in, only 2 hits.
Yes, there's a whole sequence. I really liked this stupid dream sequence thing when he's impaled, and there's like fake Ash being like, listen!
And it was done really well, because oftentimes the real problem with impaling things is that the lines aren't straight, things don't work, there's a wiggle. And that one, not only was it solid, but he was able to drag it, and it still looked pretty good. Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
Cool.
I love Ash's incompetence for the moment when he tries to pull the bigger end through his body, and then, you know, pull the other end.
Yeah, but even him pulling it out of him, like, this was a dream sequence, and you couldn't, like, you know, like, the sound is muffled, and it's kind of cool. I like that it wasn't super obvious that it was a dream sequence, because this is a supernatural show, where maybe you can get impaled, and maybe the book is doing something or something like that. So I like it riding that line of, like, wait, is this a dream sequence? How is he still okay? You know, after he pulls the big rebar thing out of him or something like that.
And then Ash shoves him into the trunk.
Great, like...
When it cuts to Ash's face, and there's like that little bit of like Lucy Lawless's face over his face, it was like,
was that what
super
it was?
Creepy.
I just noticed that his eyes were like a different color. That was super...
His eyes like turned to her eyes. At least that's how I took it.
Yeah, her eye, I guess her eyes are that like hazel weird... But Paul's like, Jefe, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, come on now, if you want to, what does he say? Something like, if you want to do this, or if you want to be free of the book, or whatever. He promises something like, listen, you know, if you want to get this done right, you got to get in the trunk. And he goes like, okay.
And then when she comes out, she goes, Pablo, you're having a vision.
Yeah.
Which later ties into be like, oh, I understand. The book has to go in the trunk. That's the vision. But... vision, like, that's the problem I have with any visions.
Problem with visions, my dog. Yeah.
Whenever there's not a dude specifically saying, you have to do this, I'm like, whenever things are open to interpretation, that's the problem.
Right.
So, did it mean if you want to die, things have to go in the trunk? Or if you want to live, get in the trunk? Because
so, I haven't seen this season, so part of me was like, you said if you want to fix this or whatever, you have to get in, like, the trunk. They just threw the book in the trunk, though.
Exactly.
You had to go in the trunk, right? You had to go in there and do something or whatever. But you misinterpreted it, or you did something wrong or something like that.
And now the book's gone. You've lost the book.
And now the book is in there. I know. That's like the ending, right? So, like, let's just keep talking about things.
Sure.
Chet, you drunk driving angel. The whole thing. So, like, there's a whole chase, right? So that car speeds off. Pablo's in there with, what's her name, Lacey? The girl who
Don't
gets
know
away.
her name at all. May never.
He says, what's your name? And I was like, why is he asking her name? Then she says her name, and I go, no, I know her name. But I don't know if I'll ever need that information. So then, like a chase ensues. We have to go back to Ted Raimi, Chet, who I also learned his name. And they have this whole long interaction chase scene preparing. He's driving, they're driving. He's taking him to the titty bar. He's not doing this thing.
The absolute best interaction of the episode is, why is there a chainsaw in the back seat?
Have a big...
for making ice sculptures. Why is there a shotgun in the back seat? They don't pay for the ice sculpture.
The camera, like, why is there a thing? It's for this. Why is there a thing? Going back and forth every time. It's so Sam Raimi. It's so good. Like, I was literally like, yay, slay.
But you just, Chet's just like, it makes sense. Yeah, all right. Yeah, and then just drop. It's like,
wait
okay,
a minute.
Cool.
Yeah.
When he shoots the gun right through the window with Chet there, I'm like, you would be fucking deaf forever. Both of them, honestly.
Yeah. Well, in movies with guns, you gotta.
Oh, just such a ridiculous thing.
In this version, the drugs protected his ears, and he was just like, "Come on now, man." But actually, they are shouting right after, and he goes, "What?" The stupid thing when he's like, "Take the wheel," and he's like, "How do you think I feel?" And he goes, "No, take the wheel. I'm gonna take the wheel." Whole thing, like again, like we love these characters from the old Xena, like several characters from Xena.
Yeah.
But like that stupid, like pulling that off like that's such a dumb thing for me to enjoy so much.
But
right?
like they're old pros, and they've had history together.
Yeah.
How long do you think they've known each other? 30 years now.
Probably, yeah, definitely.
A little less, maybe.
Yeah.
But in that ballpark, like
they've interacted and done stuff. Yeah. Because like I always try to picture. It's like a low-budget horror or like thriller movie, and it's like with like a comedy thing to it, and there's a few dumb young kid actor people doing it. It's like something. I'm just like, that would be such shitty. No, get it out of the script. It's not gonna work or whatever. And then I see stuff like that here, and I'm like, it's perfect.
Yeah,
nailed it.
Well, you never know. Well, the secret is to film everything and throw shit away that's bad. Like
I hope that's what they do.
The problem is other people
either
don't have anything else or don't have the knowledge to know something was bad.
Yeah.
But those were great. Yeah, Chet, great.
They all end up together at the demolition derby place.
Yeah.
Where we get like a bullfighting thing with Ash in his car, all that stuff.
With like the ghost of his dad. So punch your ass or whatever.
So like he's essentially bullfighting the car.
Yeah.
It's like rushing him and he's sidestepping and like striking it and all that stuff. And you're like, that's hilarious. He's bullfighting the car. And then as if this was like a real show that had to have writing and like setups and payoffs, he ends up on the car. The car ends up bucking him. And yeah, Ghost Dad, like in a little bubble. It's like, come on, son, cleanse those ass cheeks. And all that stuff. And he goes, I'm doing it, Dad. I'm hard, Dad. Like yelling and all this stuff. It was, I'm just like, you watched it. Like, I'm just like repeating the same thing. But hopefully you can appreciate, like, that's ridiculous. How could you do that? How could you have a setup and a payoff like that in a stupid show about chainsaws and blood and nothing or whatever?
All
right?
by design.
That's what I mean. It's like it's wonderful. And you called it out. You're like, I think he comes back. I think he comes back as a ghost. Gives him advice. And I'm like, that's dumb. It's like, no, it's wonderful. But they survive that, right? They do the whole thing. We just talked about how the book, they throw the book into the trunk. The trunk becomes a portal, like going down to hell forever. That's the whole thing too. So like, the book's talking to Pablo while Ash is fighting the car.
That girl's face is like, what the hell? What?
And the book's talking. The book looks better this season than last season when its mouth would like bump out more or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like wiggling and talking.
Well, I think because like I would imagine it was just a much worse rig because it was just sitting on the ground in the last one. This one has a little bit more play where it's like that could be a fake ground or this could be a blah blah like something happened. Versus like what I think it was probably just like remote control, just on.
Yeah, or like they added like CG for it to like come out of the thing, like hello, like I'm a duck or whatever, and like now the whole book was just kind of twisting and moving and all cool and stuff. More money, more time, whatever. But
no problems,
Mo problems. OPP. But yeah, it like spits out a thing and says, "Read the thing, say my word."
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this never ends well. Don't do this. Oh, anything but that. Come on.
And for all he knows, it has ended well.
Oh yeah, so they walk away.
But he has not.
We get a nice epilogue where they're walking away. Oh no, I can buff that out. No, that's fine. Hefe, you drove a chainsaw directly into its heart. Come on, Pablo, it's been through worse. We got this. And he's going through all these dumb things, and you're like, oh, it's so dumb. And they walk off all the way out there, and then the trunk bursts open, and a fireman pops out.
Yes,
it's probably Ball.
Assuming it's
indeed.
Ball. I like just a little earlier when they first get to the arena, and he sees a he's like, some cheap synthetic stuff, really some rice burner.
Yeah.
He goes, that's me.
He tastes it. He tastes the oil. He puts it on.
I do for a lube job.
Like he's Joe Friday tasting some some substance in a white baggie.
Exactly.
That's so dumb. It's like dumb in a good way.
But it wasn't even
amazing.
like touch your tongue to it. He's like, like it's on his tongue.
He like touches it with multiple fingers. Yeah. Let's go. It's disgusting. It's wonderful. There's no reason to do that. It's perfect. It's perfect. So when the book gets thrown into the portal, that alerts Ruby, right?
Yes.
Ruby and Kelly have been off doing their own
There was a
stuff.
disturbance in the Force.
You might say the Force was disturbed. Yes. They went off, as we saw last episode. She kind of recruited Kelly, and they went off and did their own little adventure.
Yeah.
They went to get the guns from the trailer.
They finished off all the goo babies.
Exactly. In like almost like an unceremonious way, right?
Yeah.
They do like a little thing where they fail and like the dagger's teetering on the edge of something, but like very quickly. Not enough time for me to be worried, honestly.
They dispatched those things like almost too easily. It was like,
right?
wow, that's kind of insane. Were those even a problem?
I know.
And part of that could be saying like, oh, like well, it takes the girls to get it done. But like they're not as dumb.
That's true.
But
they're not as dumb.
And that is true. Like they're not as dumb. And you have Ruby who like has deep, intimate knowledge of how things work. But mainly it was just like I see it, I kill it, and it was done.
I made a note that
really
like of them going back to back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like they really had the sort of thing down or whatever. And this might be one of the cases where a smaller team is more efficient, and as you add more members, it actually gets more cumbersome because there's more people to get kidnapped or more people to get
I guess I don't know that
or whatever,
4
right?
is ever going to be too much though.
I
For
would agree
almost
with that,
all
too.
jobs, 4 is a very small team.
Yes.
And 2, your problem is that you were fighting more than 2 things. So like
Yes.
like or did the Goo Baby people they failed because there were too many of them.
Exactly.
But
no, like we saw like
it
a
was
very
fine.
similar thing play out where in the very beginning. So like I'll take back what I said, but just kind of because I liked the line too. Well, you only think that way because you've been fighting alone for 1,000 years.
Uh-huh.
And I liked that line a lot because to contradict what I just said, if they work together, because like in the first Goo Baby fight, they all separate. And
Yes.
they're all tormented in weird way by shadow demons, and it's this horrible thing or something like that, right? That's bad, right? Elsewhere, they've worked together, right? Which is the key to all this whole thing. If you have people working together, actually together, then someone can get possessed or like visually tricked, or maybe you don't have the heart to like strike it at like Ball, but I don't give a fuck. Oh, Ash,
Yeah,
like,
a well-oiled machine of any size is going to work.
Oh, but like, oh, that's your old girlfriend or whatever, but I don't give a fuck. Oh, this is my dead mom, but you don't give a fuck. Like, everyone can have an angle where it's like, yeah, like the evil forces can trick us and do weird things and make us twisted, whatever. But if we all are in this together, we have coverage for all those situations. No one's going to be able to simultaneously get us all or whatever, right? I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good concept.
Teamwork makes the dream work is a popular saying.
But yeah, it was really quick, too quick for me. I wasn't a big fan. I was like, oh no, they're just dead.
Because they give you this impression that they're almost like the boss of the thing, and then real quickly you realize they're not the boss and a new evil has emerged.
And I'm okay with that.
If you were going to do that,
so,
this is a good time to do it. Like you have to do it before the midway point of the
get
season.
it over with,
Yeah.
exactly. And I respect that, but it feels almost like the end of last season was them getting loose.
Yeah.
And like you said, like there's a parallel reality where seasons later of the show, every season one of them matures, has a real actor's face, puts on a suit, is like running like a bad thing, or like has taken over a town, and that's like the whole season is like undoing his thing. And it's like, what about the other brother? Okay, my brother's in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, let's get, and then like the line on the map, and like they're going to the next place. You could have done that. So to have them be killed, and honestly, like they kill one, and I'm like, okay, so there's one more left, but there's really 2 more left. And I go, okay, we had that thing with are there 3 or 4, and I don't know, and like didn't one get shot by the shotgun? So was that the 5th one? Were they 5? Like I'm trying to do all this math, but then the show just tells you that was the last one. They're all dead. I'm like, okay, good, I guess.
It made me think that maybe the one that got shot with the shotgun didn't actually die because he didn't get stabbed with a knife. So he probably just reconstituted and he was back out.
Redid it, grew back from the neck and just became a dude. Yeah, but all that sort of just swept under the rug, and they're all just dead.
I'm okay with it, especially because I've seen the season already. So
True.
Like, I know,
I know,
and I'm looking for. I like the Ball character that we're about to see.
Okay.
And I think you will too.
Good. So like they make good on it and do something good with it, right?
Ball. I'm gonna give you a semi-spoiler.
Wet my beak.
He's somebody we know.
Yay, Kevin Sorbo. No, Aeolus. Shut up. Okay. The point.
I would love if it was Kevin Sorbo.
Wouldn't it be great?
It is not, but
It was
that
Kevin
would be
Sorbo.
fantastic.
Someone else from Hercules or Xena?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I'll start. And do we see the actor next episode?
I think
assume
you
we
do,
Right.
at least
Soon,
for
though.
a moment. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think very quickly he's seen.
I think part of me would have liked maybe to have one of the demon spawns survive or get away, and then them get like sidetracked to like Ball's release, and have that be like a wrench to like cause like a thing going on.
Yeah,
or
there's
like
a
thing that
lot
could
of
always
places
be
they
out
could
there or
go.
whatever. Just a little something. I really hate in any of these things. All right, I hate when there's finality to something.
When something's sewn up nicely in a little fucking.
And even on, on like Buffy or Doctor Who or like any show, when you vanquish the people, I'm like, listen, you can bring them back whenever you want. Why did you have to declare the species is now extinct? I'm like, don't even play with me. Just say like we won, and then just move on, right? Because if you want to bring them back, you're gonna do it anyway. So don't like toy with my emotions and be
There
like.
was a great
right?
thing in the early season, like the first season especially of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where like after she beat anybody, there'd be like a little thing like right before the credits, like a bumper that would be like, oh, there were still eggs, or no, don't, like a thing.
Yeah, okay. That's
They stopped doing that, and never once did they ever come back.
Okay.
But it left you this thing of like, nope, there's always going to be things in the world. Like, nothing is ever done.
That's what the end of Angel does. Is like, listen, there's so many evil things out there. There's so many things. This fight never ends. And like we're going to keep like you want to feel like you're just seeing episodes, but there's this constant fight happening. And maybe on the way to something, they just do something else, and someone else that wasn't there that week was doing something else. Like, it's just this constant like fight against evil or whatever.
The best line, the literal last line from the Angel series is, I don't know about you guys, but I want to slay the dragon.
But I got the dragon or something. Yeah, exactly.
And I love that.
I know. It's great. Because it lets you as the audience member just think, like, that's just going to keep happening. And I can just imagine all these great things. It's
it's all done with shadow. You don't see anything.
I know, you don't
and
actually see
That's
anything.
the best way to do
Yeah.
it, because like you can do so much. Like everyone tries to like just like, oh, I gotta show you this cool thing, and
show
it
off my
almost
thing.
always falls flat.
Yeah.
But less is more, and that's kind of what Ash vs. Evil Dead has done here. With like the Goo Babies, they're not this crazy, and we've seen they can do pretty good demons. So
Yeah.
it's not that they can't do it; it's that sometimes less is more.
Exactly.
And like just an absent-eyed human person covered in goo
Yeah.
is creepy.
No, and like I even the other guy who was wiggly except for his mouth or whatever.
Yeah, that was what I was saying.
Yeah.
They have a good demon.
Like,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, but that's the deal. Is like that's like they're picking, they're doing like smart instead of like showy or something
Yes.
like that. Because you would think like the standard, like we need someone furry, we need someone with like spider legs or whatever. But like that's not gonna. You don't have the budget for that. It's not gonna play. You're gonna be like, why doesn't he just do this or whatever? But this is just nice. Dare I say subtle? Like it's pretty over the top for subtle, but it's just enough of a thing, right?
It's
like,
almost
working.
dramatically subtle. Like,
Okay.
like it
Yes.
has this great line.
Dramatically subtle. Nice.
But that's what you get
Like
with this
narratively
stuff,
subtle.
Where,
Oh, yeah. And
it's
I'm-
an over-the-top
and,
genre, but it's done in an interesting way.
And you've really whet my beak again or whatever. Whet my appetite, piqued my interest for
Wet
this
my beak.
for this ball thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm now looking forward to that. I like your vote of confidence. They're like, I know they wrapped this up really quick, but they're just making the way for something
Because it would
better,
be easy
right?
to. So the last shot is the fireman, as you called him, coming out of the trunk, and that is some really bad CG looking stuff. And it would be easy to go like, oh man, what the fuck is this going to be? But like,
Sure.
I imagine that's just what you look like when you come out of hell. Like,
Listen, you gotta dust yourself
you're
off.
being burned for all eternity. You gotta,
reconstitute yourself.
whatever.
Yeah, okay. Brush your shoulders off. Get some pomade. Looking
Beard
sharp.
oils and
Yeah.
whatever they use.
Dapper
and-
Dan.
Yeah.
The pleasing aroma is half the experience. No, it's perfect. No, so I'm psyched. We're going to keep rocking with the season.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
And, we still got more than half to go
exactly.
of this season, then a whole nother season.
Oh, no. Yes.
All right, guys, that's
yeah.
our thoughts on this episode. Let us know in those comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching Just Daggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.